Just be glad for all you have that's in today.
Hey everyone, Connie here, and welcome to my blind reaction to episode 35 of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, Vento Aureo, or Golden Wind if you prefer. So last time we had our little Freaky Friday thing going on. Everybody had been switching bodies, their souls are ending up in other bodies, but they can still use their normal stands. And there really isn't much to recap other than that from the last episode. The end showed Bruno's body, or no, not Bruno's body, Diavolo's body, I think. Yeah, Diavolo's body heading towards Chariot Requiem. And so at this point, it's just kind of wondering how this is all going to get resolved, how it's going to end. Like, not counting this episode, there's like, what, 4 more episodes after this? Yeah, there's 4 more episodes after this. How is this going to all end? What are they going to do? How is this final battle going to go? I'm still hypothesizing. I'm still guessing that Giorno is going to end up using the stand arrow to basically, I guess, pump up to... Crap, why did my camera die? Sorry about that. He's going to use the stand arrow to make Gold Experience stronger and stuff, and give him an upgraded form, I presume. Otherwise, I just don't see why they would have introduced the Requiem form to Silver Chariot. It doesn't seem like it would make much sense otherwise. Especially, again, as I said in previous reactions and stuff, with the stand arrow being so prevalent in the opening, it has to have some kind of deep, important meaning like that. So yeah, that's pretty much my theory right now. But I don't know where this episode's going to go. Are they going to attack Diavolo's body? I guess we don't know who's in it at the moment. It could be Bruno. But then, if it's Bruno, then is Diavolo in Bruno's body? Or, and here's the thing you also have to take into account. Doppio. Because Diavolo has 2 personalities in the same body. How would that work with this? What if Diavolo's soul is in Bruno's body, and Doppio's soul is in the boss body, the Diavolo Doppio body? But then where's Bruno's soul? There's a lot of questions you have to take into account with all of this Freaky Friday stuff happening. I just have no idea where this is going to go at this point. It could go a number of different directions. But I'm excited to find out. This part of JoJo... It's... and my camera died again. I have no idea why it's doing that. I'll try to fix it before I get to actually recording the reaction. But yeah, I'm excited to find out where this goes. So far, Vento Aureo is my second favorite part of JoJo altogether. Diamond is Unbreakable is still better. Very much so. But this isn't bad. This is actually very good. I very much enjoyed this. So I hope very well. And there it goes again. Yeah, I'll fix that before we go. But let's just get this going. So when the screen fades to black, pause this redirect and go to the description below. Follow the link to the reaction, and after you watch it, come back here to the redirect and resume play. Because after it fades to black and then it fades back in, everything from that point forward will be my afterthoughts, and will contain spoilers to the episode. So that being said, thank you so much for tuning in, and I will see you at the reaction. And we are back, and we'll begin with spoilers in 3, 2, 1, now. You know, I'm not, like, surprised, and I think that's why I didn't have a more intense reaction. I'm not surprised that Narancia died. I am upset by it, but I'm not surprised. Because JoJo is definitely willing to kill off characters. It always has been. Um, and the different parts have, like, done it to different degrees, of course. I mean, obviously, part one, there were quite a few characters who died off, from JoJo's father, Jonathan specifically. Jonathan's father. You had Zeppeli. Part two had Caesar die, and so on and so forth. Part three, of course, we had Kakyoin, Avdol, Iggy. Part four, I think, actually didn't kill off many of its characters at all. It almost tried to convince us that it killed off Okuyasu, but either way, um, I expected characters to die in this part. And after Abakio died, I expected at least one more character to die. Um, and then we saw what was happening with Bruno. So I'm thinking, okay, Bruno's going to be the one to die, which sucks because he's kind of, honestly, in my opinion, he's more of a main character than Giorno, which I've stated before. But yeah, it's just like, that's kind of what I expected. I expect he's going to die. And I still do expect that. I definitely still do expect that because I assume that they're going to get their bodies back at some point. And I presume that when they do, Bruno's not going to be able to hold on much longer. So I do still expect that Bruno's going to die. I just didn't expect who else was going to. I knew at least probably one other person was, just because of how much of a threat Diavolo is. I didn't expect Polnareff to die, to be honest, but I expected one more character of our main crew to die. I thought it was going to be Mista, honestly. Considering how many times in this series Mista has come very close to death, I thought that it was going to be like this kind of like almost Final Destination kind of thing, where it's like, oh, you've cheated death for too long, it's your time. But no, I don't know, maybe it's just because of my love for him that I just didn't suspect Narancia would be the one to die. But I really didn't see it coming. I just really didn't see like any signs that Narancia would be one to go. But maybe that was done on purpose. Maybe the fact that he went was done on purpose, and we were supposed to not expect that. I could believe that. That it was that he was made. It was made to look like he was going to be safe, and that's what makes his death so impactful, because you didn't see it coming, because you expected someone else to die. Hell, I would have even expected Trish to die before him. But yeah, I almost broke down when Giorno was leaving him there and giving him the flowers and everything over his body. I almost broke down at that part. I managed to hold it in this time. But, and again, it's mainly just because I'm not really surprised as much as I feel like. I'm surprised that it was him, but in the end, I'm not surprised that a character I love died. It's JoJo. It's like, yeah, it's, when I look at it, it's not too shocking. He really deserved better, though. Like, out of all the characters of our like main team, even going back with Fugo and Abakio, Narancia was the most innocent. Yes, he had some anger issues. Yes, he was involved in this just as much as everyone else. But in terms of his personality, in terms of just the way he acts, the way he thinks and all, he was the most innocent and nice and caring, even, of them all. Like, let's be honest, Narancia was extremely caring of his friends. He loved them. I mean, you could tell that with the way he reacted when Abakio died, and they had to leave him behind. It broke Narancia inside to have to do that. The way he talked about Trish and how he wanted to protect her, how that had become his goal. It's just like, he was so beautiful and innocent. And it's like he deserved so much better. He deserved so much better. But I think that's definitely another reason why he was the one to go. Because sometimes good people are taken down by bad people. And Narancia wasn't cut out for this kind of world in the first place. So he was kind of at a disadvantage as it was. It won't stop me from loving him as a character. It won't stop me from admiring and loving all of the stuff he's done and all of the just his attitude, his personality. I still love Narancia. And his death can't stop that. I'm just sad that he had to be the one to go. And so it was done so suddenly too. It's like, okay, King Crimson's here. Time skipped forward. I didn't even notice that we hadn't been seeing Giorno after that point for a little bit. And then all of a sudden, everyone's looking up. We see some blood dripping. And I'm thinking, like, okay, is Diavolo in Polnareff's body? That was my thought. Is Polnareff's body up there somehow? And is Diavolo inside his body and everything? That was what I was thinking was going to happen. But no. Instead, we just see Giorno's body completely impaled. And while Giorno in Narancia's body is able to heal him, it's like, it's already done. His soul's already gone. But let's talk about the rest. So yeah, everyone switched bodies, and we're trying to figure out where everyone is. We've put together that, Polnareff put together that Doppio and Diavolo are separate personalities, and that means that their personalities are basically like two spirits in a way and could be separated. So they're saying that Doppio's spirit is probably in Bruno's body, but where is Diavolo's? And I said during the reaction that what if Diavolo's spirit is still in his body, sharing it with Bruno's somehow? Like just another version of a multiple personality disorder. What if there's and Bruno doesn't know it? So what if there's been a couple points where Diavolo has been able to take full control just for a split second, use King Crimson, and then give it back to Bruno? And I think he would give it back just as easily, just to keep the disguise, basically. And maybe Trish can't sense him because of that, because of the being in Bruno's body and all. So like for a split second, Diavolo used King Crimson to be able to kill Narancia, and for the reason that they stated, to take out the censor and all of that. And then we also saw him utilize King Crimson for a second while they were walking down the street. But that's pretty much it at the moment. I am wondering if that's what it is, or if he is in someone else's body. Then again, who would it be? Polnareff? That's the only thing I can think of. Because that has to be Bruno in Diavolo's body. It has to be. Because he used sticky fingers. So he has to be in there. At least. So I don't know. This is fascinating now. So they're going after Requiem because they need to get the arrow and everything. But whenever a stand user gets close, Requiem, of course, uses his power to turn the stands against the user, which we saw throughout this episode, which is really fascinating to see all of that, to see their stands go berserk as well. Although Requiem's not really berserk. So we see Chariot Requiem seems to be pretty weak in general. The only strength to it is its ability to stop things from going for the arrow. So Polnareff puts together, okay, what if someone without a stand power tries to grab the arrow? And so apparently, since Requiem is kind of running on its own at the moment, Polnareff technically doesn't have a stand to get used against him, so he goes for it while inside Coco Jumbo's body. And it's just like, okay. Now he's holding it, and he's able to hold on to it, but it seems to be taking a lot out of him almost somehow. Not exactly sure why, but we see that Requiem is headed in their direction now. He tells Mista to stab it on his stand to upgrade his stand, basically. But it's like, why Mista? Like, seriously, like, of all of them, why Mista? Maybe just because he's the closest at the moment? I assume it's going to end up being Giorno, though. I assume it is. Because Giorno, well, yeah, is the main character, technically. And it's kind of even implied in the opening that it looks like in the opening at the very end, it looks like he's kind of stabbing with the arrow. So, yeah, it's very, very obvious that he's going to get the upgraded gold experience and all. So, yeah. I guess Mista could as well. It's possible. But yeah, this is a interesting concept. So I guess it would be Gold Experience Requiem, or if Mista does do it, Sex Pistols Requiem. At least until we're told otherwise. But yeah, it's fascinating to see where this is going to go at the very end here. Because, again, we only have 4 episodes left, and we have to obviously have the final battle with Diavolo. Now, I assume next episode we'll probably figure out where Diavolo is. Because I doubt he's just going to sit back and let them use the arrow on their stands. I mean, it just doesn't seem like a smart move for him to do. So I assume he's going to have to stop that, and which will probably reveal where he is. That's my guess with all of that. And of course, it's going to likely come down to just Giorno versus Diavolo in the end, with the others maybe being incapacitated or just not able to do much of anything. We'll just kind of have to see. I mean, it was another good episode. It was a good episode, but just feel so bad for Narancia. It's not even that I'm just like extremely sad because, again, my favorite character died and everything. I more feel bad for him because, again, as I said, he was so innocent and nice and loving, and he didn't deserve this. Which I get, again, I get is the point. Like, I get that, but still. That doesn't make it any less hard. That doesn't make it suck any less. Rest in peace, Narancia, you beautiful bastard. I'm just really fascinated with what they're doing with this these final episodes. Like, this entire final set of episodes, technically 10 episodes or so, are all one ongoing, like, plot point. It's all one ongoing thing for this long period of time. And they kind of did that in part 4, where it was this elongated battle with Kira and everything, but it wasn't as long, I feel. It just seems like this one is a lot longer, this longer like, directly ongoing thing. You could even say it technically began with Chocolata and Secco. But I'm kind of going after that. It's like, right when Secco was defeated and they started to enter the Colosseum and all, like, it's a long period for the big finale. It's a long finale for this series. And I don't mind that. I actually think that's really fascinating. I think that's actually really cool. Because it's like, part 1 had, like, this, like, a couple episodes, I think, for its big finale. Part 2 had a few episodes, yes. Part 3 had a few episodes, and Part 4 had a few episodes, though Part 4 was a little longer. So it's like it's almost getting longer with how much they're focusing on the villain battle and all of that goes around it in the finale of each part. So I wonder how the next part's going to be. I'm really excited for when the next part does end up eventually coming. It probably will end up being 2021. Just being honest, it probably won't start next year. And if it does start next year, it probably won't be till the fall season. But I feel that's unlikely. But either way, we still have like 4 more episodes to go for this part. It sucks that we're almost at the end, but I'm really excited to see what more we've got with it. I'm really excited to see more of these characters. And how exactly Diavolo is going to be defeated. Because honestly, Diavolo is so freaking powerful. His stand is so freaking broken. I have no idea how this is going to end. I have no fucking idea how they're going to end up defeating him. It has to be with a Requiem stand. That's just what I'm calling it at this point. I don't know what else to call an upgraded stand. A Requiem form, like with Silver Chariot. And again, I have to assume it's going to be with Gold Experience. But, like, what kind of ability are you going to have that's going to be able to negate King Crimson? Or at least stop him fast enough? I have no idea. But I'm excited to find out. Like I said, this part is my second favorite of JoJo after Part 4. So I am very much enjoying this. And Diavolo is a fantastic villain. He's not my favorite, but he is good. I do enjoy him as a villain. He does have a good presence to him, and I do think his design is hilariously flamboyant. So yeah, I'm interested to see where this goes. Once again, as always, no spoilers in the comments. And yeah, thank you all so much for tuning in. For now, I'm Connie, and I'm signing off. See y'all next time.
And though you've come through many obstacles,